Today I'm going to share with you 7 things that I have learned about weight loss over the course of approximately 2-year weight loss journey. If you're new here, I'm Ursula. I lost 70 pounds in 9 months, primarily by cleaning up my eating. I counted macros and really focused on protein. I started running and strength training. After losing the 70 pounds, I had a tummy tuck to remove loose skin that was impacting my workouts. And then I went on to lose an additional 16 pounds training for a marathon. So over the course of my weight loss journey, I've lost approximately 90 pounds. And so today I'm just going to share with you some of the things that I have learned over my weight loss journey that have really made a difference in me being able to successfully lose weight and keep it off this time. So when I started this weight loss journey, I realized that I was holding on to a lot of things. I was holding on to grief. I was holding on to depression. I was holding on to anxiety. And because I was holding on to these things, my body was holding on to weight. And I just had to realize that the weight wasn't my problem. It was a symptom of something else bigger. And I just really had to make a conscious decision that I needed to address the real root of the issue before I would ever be able to lose weight and successfully keep it off. And so that is what I decided to do. I took a holistic approach to losing weight, and I just had to come to grips with the fact that if I wanted to be successful in losing weight, looking better, feeling better, and just having better health, that I was going to have to let it go. I was going to have to let go those feelings, those emotions, everything that was keeping me in that depression, everything that wasn't serving me, but that was causing me to overeat and always putting my hand to my mouth with food in it. I was going to just have to let those things go. And once I did that, once I started doing the mental work, the mindset shift work that kind of goes into releasing those things, only then was I able to finally start to see the scale move in the right direction, lose the weight, get in shape, and be able to keep it off. So lesson number 1, just let it go. The second rule about weight loss that I learned on my weight loss journey actually involves other people, and you've probably experienced this too. When you're overweight, people have the tendency to kind of talk about you because you're overweight. They like to point and laugh and joke about it as if something is really funny about your health. And then, you walk into a gym and try to get fit. And now it's like people are laughing and talking and pointing again because you look out of place because you're here overweight in a gym full of people who are healthy and fit. So once again, they're laughing and talking and joking. But now you're starting to, see some progress. You're starting to lose weight. That scale is going down. You're starting to get some definition in your arms and your legs, and you're starting to get little curves back in your midsection. And now here come the people again, and they're talking, oh, don't lose too much weight. You're starting to look sick. Your head is bigger than your body, and all of this other nonsense. So you go from being overweight and being talked about and laughed at to trying to get healthy and fit to being talked about and laughed at to now I'm actually losing the weight, I'm feeling better, I'm taking control over my health, and I'm still being laughed at and talked about and pointed at because people think that I've now lost too much weight. And so what I have learned, the second rule of weight loss, is to just simply let them talk. People are going to people are going to talk, and it doesn't matter what you do, they're going to talk about it. So at the end of the day, do you and let them talk. When I was going through undergrad, I really wanted to pursue my master's degree, but I was just so anxious to get out of school that I didn't want to take the additional time to pursue my master's degree. So I graduated undergrad and went on about my life. But then, I still had this desire to get my master's degree. And one day I woke up and I was like, you know what? There's never going to be enough time. I have to make the time. I have to take the time to do the things that are important to me. And so I decided right then and there, you know what? The next 2 years are going to come and go anyway. You can either have your master's degree at the end of the 2 years or you cannot. And I decided right then and there that it was time to sign up for my master's degree program. It's the same thing with weight loss. We're not going to get an instant result. We're not going to wake up one morning and decide to go on a weight loss journey and magically have our results the next day. It takes effort. It takes time. And the only way that we're actually going to reach our weight loss goals is if we are putting in the work day in and day out, being consistent with our nutrition, being consistent with our movement plan, getting in enough water, getting in enough sleep, and simply giving it time. If you do those things, one day you're going to look up and the time will have passed and you will be like, oh my gosh, look at the progress that I have made. But the key here is that you have to put in the work and you just simply have to keep going regardless of the amount of time that it takes. That time will come and go. You just simply have to give it time. And if you do that, then you will ultimately reach your weight loss goals. You know, one of the things that I've learned is that weight loss isn't a linear process. It doesn't look like a straight street. It looks more like a curvy road. And one of the things that I know about curves growing up in the back country of North Carolina is that you have to slow down and you have to really lean into the curves if you want to successfully get from point A to point B in a vehicle. It is the same way with weight loss. You have to slow down. You have to enjoy the process. And if you do, you will eventually overcome the curves in that weight loss journey and finally reach your goal. It is when we try to put the pedal to the metal and go as fast as we can in a process that is not a straight line but is full of curves that we tend to crash out and then we give up altogether. So the fourth rule of weight loss that I've learned is curve, don't swerve, and you will eventually get to your weight loss goal. So the next rule of weight loss is simply don't compare yourself to other people. We have all heard the phrase, comparison is the thief of joy, and it absolutely is. You cannot compare yourself and where you are in your weight loss journey to someone else and where they are in their weight loss journey. Now, you can look at their journey and use it as motivation, but don't compare yourself. You may take a little longer to reach your weight loss goals. You may take a little less time to reach your weight loss goals. You may not necessarily have the same build or the same composition as that person you're comparing yourself to at the end of your weight loss journey. Remember, when it comes to social media, you only get to see the things that people show you. So you don't know what has happened behind the scenes that have helped them to reach their goals. You don't know the work that they put in behind the scenes. If you're focused on cardio and they're focused on strength training, then it's a good chance that at the end of your weight loss journeys, even if you lose the same amount of weight, your bodies are going to look vastly different. And so the fifth rule of weight loss is don't compare yourself to others. Your competition is you. You will hear me say this a lot. I am my only competition. It is me versus me, and I always win. And you know, that's a good segue into the sixth rule of weight loss, because what I learned over this weight loss journey and many failed weight loss journeys prior to is that it is all on me. It is solely on me whether or not I reach my weight loss goals. I have learned through this process that no one is coming to save me. And I was so frustrated for the longest time at the people around me because I was so unhappy with myself. I was so unhappy with the way I looked. I was so unhappy with the way that I felt. And my loved ones weren't coming to save me. And the moment that I woke up and realized that no one was coming to save me, I had to save myself, was the moment that I put a plan into place and got to work. So the sixth rule of weight loss is just that. No one is coming to save you. No one can do the work for you. No one can get you in the gym 4 days a week. No one can make you put the fork down to all of the unhealthy things that you shouldn't be eating. Only you can make those decisions for you that will positively impact your weight loss journey. So at the end of the day, if you succeed or if you fail, it is all on you. And weight loss really isn't something that you can pursue for a short time period and get a long-term result. You really have to be focused on making a lifestyle change, because what happens when we focus on a short-term result is that we may reach that goal, but eventually we'll be right back to where we started. Right back being unhappy, right back being overweight, right back being frustrated and mad at the world and bursting out of our clothes. And again, that's all on us. And so at the end of the day, we have to go about the business of weight loss as just that, something that we are trying to sustain for a lifetime, not simply for a very short-term superficial goal, because those superficial goals do not sustain us. They do not keep us consistent with the effort that is required to lose weight and keep it off long term. Just remember, and this is the seventh rule of weight loss, is just to simply enjoy the process. If you start off a weight loss journey and you're absolutely miserable, you will not be successful on that journey. If you're eating foods that you don't want to eat, or you're having to starve yourself for half the day, or you're doing grueling workouts that just feel like a chore and it's just takes everything it has in you to get up and do them, you're not going to be able to sustain that over a long period of time. And weight loss results, the being successful on a weight loss journey, is about consistency over time, things that you are able to do day in and day out. And so you have to be able to pick things that you actually enjoy, because this isn't short term, this is for life, and you have to be able to sustain it long term. Now, if you're interested in learning more about how I lost weight, the method that I use, the meal plan, the workout that I use, click on the link in the video description and check out my story. And then come back and let me know if any parts of my story actually resonate with you. If this video has been helpful, take a moment and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't joined the community yet, take a moment and hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you here as part of the Get Fit community. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.